Saxon Math for 6th grade. Today we're doing lesson 33. We're learning about comparing and rounding decimals. This is similar to what you've done before. When we're comparing decimals, we want to look place by place, starting with the greatest place value and moving to the right. The rule for comparing decimals is start on the left. So for example, if I wanted to compare 0.13, 0.1002, and 0.045475, the first thing I would do is I would line them up one on top of the other, and line up the decimal points. That's really important. If you line up the decimal points, then you're able to compare what is the whole values and what are the decimal values. Now, let's start on the left. The first left is this column, which is all zeros. Now, if one of these was not a zero, that would clearly be the largest one. But they're all zeros, so I don't know which one's bigger. Let's move to the next column. I have a 1, and a 0. Ones are bigger than 0, so this is going to be the least. Now let's compare the other two. The ones are the same. Move to the next column. I have a 3 and a 0. 3 is greater than 0, so this would be the greatest, this would be the next, and this would be the least. There's another way to do this that might be more helpful if you're used to looking at the decimals. Again, you can line up your three numbers, line them up by the decimal point. Sorry, that one's not very well drawn. Then, see how these don't all end in the same place? When you add zeros to the right of the decimal point, it doesn't change the value. So let's add in the missing zeros and see if it makes it look better. 1, 2, 3, 4 digits here. 1, 2, 3. Let's add in a fourth digit there. 1, 2. Let's add in the next two digits. Now when I look at them, I can compare them the way they would look like if they were whole numbers. This looks like 1,300. This looks like 1,020. And this looks like 475. Well, that's easy to compare. This is greater than this, and this is greater than that. Both systems will work. Rounding. When we want to round with decimals, it's important that you always have one more number to the right so you can check. Round to the hundredths, so for rounding decimals, place. Thousands, hundreds, tens, ones, decimal point. Tenths, hundredths, thousands, 10,000s. All right, in order to round, underline the place you're looking for, and then you're going to look one number to the right. If the number to the right is half or more, it's going to round up the place you're looking at. If it's less than half, 4 or less, it's going to remain the same. In this case, the 7 is greater than 5, it's greater than halfway, so it's going to round this 3 up one more to a 4. Now, we did not round these place values. They're going to remain the same. These numbers that came after the decimal, after the place we rounded to, are going to turn into zeros. If I had been rounding to a larger whole number value, and I had rounded and everything had turned into a 0, I would not have needed to write out the decimals, because having decimal points that are just zeros is always implied. Use both of these systems, please, as you complete your work for lesson 33.